All right, so here we are in the 12th hole of beautiful Wilderness Ridge, and Adam's found himself just short of the pin here. We got, I don't know, maybe a 15-yard little run shot here. We've talked about 3 shots over this course of our lessons here. We've talked around the green at least. We've talked about the pitch shot, we've talked about the chip shot, we've talked about the run shot. Now I want you to kind of talk to me more about what you would play here and why.
Right here, I'd probably hit more of a pitch shot with my 60 degree, which I prefer to hit usually, and kind of play it up high and release it to the hole.
Okay, so let's see what that would look like if you're going to go ahead and hit that shot.
Not the best take.
Okay. So now, that's all right. It wasn't the best shot you've hit in the world, but that's kind of what I wanted to prove here today. That wasn't the best option. When you have so much green to work with like this, well, let's back up. When we're working with shots on like tight lies like over there, where you don't have a ton of green to work with, or it's a big slope, and you need to kind of land it to a short pin, that's when you'd be willing to use the big high flop shot or the pitch shot that flies more than it rolls. Here you have a lot of green to work with. You can almost treat this one like a putt. So you could like either chip it or run it. I know you prefer not to really run the ball as much as other guys might. So let's try hitting the same shot here. There's another ball. We got one right here. Try hitting it with the pitching wedge. And try to pick your landing spot like we talked about. Kind of vision it. So stand back here. We're going to envision running the ball to the hole here. So now my whole point there was both shots, I think, contact were pretty even, but when you try to get cute with the ball, you try to flop it up, the first one happens, and when you try to be a little more strategic, a little more consistent with it, and you still hit the ball about the same, you're still going to have a pretty good result. So let's go ahead and hit this shot again. This time we're going to hit that run shot, that 7-iron that barely leaves the ground. Same thing as a putting stroke. If you remember your call here, we're to stand the club up on, almost on end like a putting stroke, and we're just going to rock it back and forth. Okay? Almost like the toe is on the inside of the ball here. We're going to choke up, keep that club up and down. Stand real tight to the ball. Good. Real tight to it, nice small little chip shot. Well, you're making me look good, Foster, because in order of those 3 shots, that's the order that I would choose is pretty much about the results right there. The flop shot would be my last choice, and that was kind of the worst shot of the 3. The pitching wedge would probably be my second choice, and then I'd probably just bump it. Remember this, that when we talk about around the greens, putt when you can, chip when you can't putt, and then pitch when you can't do anything else. Okay?
All right.
Always use that putter, always try to do anything else. Now, I remember earlier we were discussing this, and you were talking about how you couldn't really read the greens too well when you're making these pitch shots, or the run shots. And that's why you choose not to run them. You feel like the ball's not reacting the way you wanted it to. What I would say to that looks pretty good there, but that we've also been working on a little bit. Always focus on those 3 things that we talked about, just picking your landing spot, keeping it short and crisp, right? And making sure that you visualize the ball as it hits the green. Okay, because once that ball hits the green, it's on the ground, it's rolling like a putt. All right, so try to keep that ball rolling like a putt. Now, anything you want to say, anything you want to add?
No, you pretty much nailed it on that one.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Do you feel more comfortable with that shot now?
yeah, honestly, in like that kind of situation, before I would have probably hit a pitch shot and tried to put it close and flown it close. But now that I see that, it kind of makes more sense to do that.
Good.
Run a little bit.
Well, good. I think that's going to save you some shots.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think they will for sure, bud.